How you doing, everybody? Chris Bryant here, coming to you with the first ever episode of What's Going On? It's the name of the show, and if you don't like it, you don't like it, to each his own. Well, a little bit about what my show is going to be about. Basically, what's on my mind. I'll do movie reviews, game reviews, might even do anime toy reviews, and I collect bobbleheads and horror action figures. It's pretty cool. I also collect knives, swords. I might do a few reviews on those. And I'll do sports reviews. I'm a big wrestling fan, big UFC fan. With the Olympics here, I might talk about the Olympics a little bit. And, just other things that are on my mind. Since this is the inaugural episode, let's talk about something I really like, wrestling. Yeah, WWE. It's not what I grew up with. I was actually a WCW fan until 2001 when the company went under. Now I'm a big WWE fan. And next Sunday, the 21st, so 2 Sundays from now, they have their big pay-per-view, SummerSlam. I know, right? But see, the thing is, I'm kind of looking forward to it because they're finally listening to the fans. They're giving us matches we've never seen before. They're bringing up the new guys from NXT and, finally giving them a fair shot. One match we've never seen before, Apollo Crews. Really like that guy. Dude's about 6'2", 250, moves around the ring like a lightweight. And he'll be going for the Intercontinental title against The Miz. A guy I can't stand. I mean, this is a guy who couldn't win Tough Enough, went on to become a reality TV star, and then, oh, all of a sudden he's back into wrestling. Woohoo! The guy's a terrible actor, too. Have you seen his movies? The Marine, 3, 4, and now they made a 5th one? Oh my god. But you gotta respect what he can do in the ring. I mean, anyone who can make it in that business, obviously they're doing something right. But anyways, the match. It's for the Intercontinental title. I don't see Apollo Crews winning the title, but I see him putting on a heck of a match. I mean, the guy's good. Another match we're getting that we've never seen before. Well, Dolph Ziggler taking on Dean Ambrose for the world title. We've seen that match, Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose, but we haven't seen it in a while. The last time they went at each other, it was during the Shield days, and most of those matches ended up with a disqualification because woohoo, here they come down to the ring. But Dean Ambrose is on his own now, and Dolph Ziggler's apparently had enough because they're trying to make him the bad guy in this scenario. Kind of excited for that match because, like I said, it's a match we've seen before, but not for a very long time. And both these guys have upped their arsenal, I should say. They do moves they didn't back then. They do different moves, but some of them are still the same. Big match I'm looking forward to is Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the WWE Universal title. Now, Stephanie McMahon, what were you thinking naming a title that? I mean, I don't get it. Couldn't you have just gone with, like, something less ridiculous? I mean, makes it sound like having the world title doesn't mean as much because here's the Universal title. Ah, well. Anyways, I'm excited to see that match because Finn Balor is amazing. If you're not a wrestling fan, then don't worry, I'm not going to try to convert you. But if you are a wrestling fan, you need to check Finn Balor out. YouTube him. If you got the WWE Network and you don't watch NXT, check out some NXT matches. That guy is phenomenal. He's been wrestling around the world for almost 15 years. He started off in Irish Whip Wrestling. Then he went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Became a huge, phenomenal star in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Which for a foreigner coming into New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you can make it there, get the fans behind you, and become a star over there, you've accomplished something very few, as they say, foreigners don't get a chance to do. So Finn Balor, whoo-hoo, Seth Rollins has his work cut out for him. And not to mention, Finn Balor has one of the most amazing entrances when he does pay-per-views. Normally, he comes out, he's got like the jacket and the Bullet Club shirt. But when he comes out for pay-per-views, He paints himself up. He wears like this really cool costume. He calls it the Demon. He goes into that dark place that most of us don't dare to venture to. But the guy's phenomenal. He's amazing. And it's a match that I'm looking forward to. Another match on the SummerSlam card, AJ Styles versus John Cena. Now, love or hate John Cena, I'm kind of in the middle with him. He's here, big deal. But AJ Styles, he burst onto the scene about, I say 5 months ago, maybe 6. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, hey, let me know. I accept criticism. I like AJ Styles, but I don't like that they're trying to make him the bad guy in this situation. I mean, don't get me wrong. He plays a good bad guy, but I think he'd be better as the baby face. He's the guy who got passed over so many times for opportunities, and he's finally in the WWE. But hey, that's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. You're entitled to yours. Hey, if you hate John Cena, let me know. If you hate AJ Styles, let me know. Like I said, everyone's got an opinion, and it's just I'm voicing mine. So those are the big matches that are on the card that I'm looking forward to. There's a few others, but those are just filler matches. Oh, did forget one thing: the women's title, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Charlotte, if you don't know, she's the daughter of Ric Flair, the WWE two-time Hall of Famer. He's inducted by himself and then with the Four Horsemen. I'll get back to the match. That's one thing I don't agree with. If you're already inducted into the Hall of Fame once, even if it's part of a stable, going in as a team, you shouldn't be allowed to go in twice on that, because, that's like double dipping when you're eating potato chips with a couple of people, that's nasty. I'm not saying Ric Flair's nasty. The man's phenomenal. I'm a big fan of the Four Horsemen, but it goes back to the fact that it makes him sound like he's better than everyone, because I guarantee you, Booker T, Hall of Famer. I guarantee you, Harlem Heat's never going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, so he'll never be a two-time Hall of Famer. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, it just goes back to the fact that, like, if DX were to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, well, then you got Shawn Michaels being a two-time Hall of Famer, but you're not going to see that happening. It's just something I've always, felt like, could you make the guy any more famous? Back to the match, though. Okay. I don't like the way they did that with Sasha Banks and Charlotte, because Sasha Banks, she worked for like 3 months trying to get a one-on-one match with Charlotte for the world, for the women's title. I'm glad they renamed it the women's title. It makes the women's division more legitimate, because when it was called the Divas Championship, I gotta admit, I wasn't thinking professional wrestling. I was thinking, isn't that the name of the gentleman's club in Florida? But moving on, I don't like the fact that they let her win on Raw. Don't get me wrong, she deserves to win, but it would have been a larger audience, and I think a more meaningful win if she won at a pay-per-view, and a big pay-per-view, not one of the ones they throw in there just to fill up the schedule. I'm talking like SummerSlam or Mania or the Royal Rumble, a meaningful pay-per-view victory. So hopefully SummerSlam, she'll retain the title and get that big celebration that she should have gotten for winning in the first place, not retaining. But like I said, that's my opinion. It's how I would run things. And well, let's see. Let's talk about some movies I've seen lately. I love watching movies. I'm a big movie guy, and I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but every now and then if I got some time, I'll watch a bad movie. Like a B-budget horror movie or a B-budget action, a B-budget anything movie. For a couple of reasons. One, you can make fun of it while you watch it. Two, it's just fun to know that there are worse actors than you out there. Anyways, well, I saw one the other day, and oh, it was bad. It's called Beneath Loch Ness. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's on Netflix. It's worth a watch if you got maybe 2 hours to kill. Special effects aren't good. They're actually pretty bad. You're not gonna recognize anyone. Well, maybe. I think the one guy played in Doom, but then again, that's another pretty bad movie. Um, it turns out there's a monster worse than the Loch Ness monster in the bottom of Loch Ness. Go figure. Um, Horrible dialogue, badly written, poorly edited, but it made for a good hour and a half of me making fun of it. So hey, check it out. Then there was another movie that you can basically call it a B budget. It's called After the End. This movie, I actually recognized the actor who plays the main character, Stephen Strait. Don't know if you ever saw 10,000 BC or the movie The Covenant, because he played in both of those, and he was pretty good. I was thinking this movie's going to be terrible, because it had like 3 stars, and I only rate a movie 3 stars if it sucks. So I was oddly surprised. It was actually a good movie. It had good effects. It had a good, strong story, and it sort of filled in the gaps. And I don't want to go into too much detail about it because I'd like you to go check this movie out. Again, it's on Netflix. It's pretty awesome. I wouldn't say awesome. It's good. And let's talk about comic book movies here. I finished watching Justice League War. It's a DC movie. It's one of their cartoon movies. Sort of like how the Justice League starts off, comes together. It's pretty awesome. It's got Superman, of course, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Cyborg, and Captain Marvel. Now, that's a superhero that's doesn't get a lot of recognition. I don't see a movie being made about Captain Marvel, but I like Captain Marvel. He's pretty good. He's also sometimes called Shazam, but he's not Shazam. Shazam's what he says to get the power to turn into Captain Marvel. Yeah, but Oh, speaking of superhero movies, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition. I bought that the other day. Now, they say the Ultimate Edition is a half hour longer than the original movie. It's true. But the thing is, the extra half hour, it's spread out through the movie with like little filler scenes, or just like a janitor listening to the radio, and I'm like, seriously? I mean, that's not Ultimate. I mean, you name something Ultimate Edition, you're thinking like longer fight scenes or something, or some different explanations, like how did Lex Luthor know Bruce Wayne was Batman? How did he know Clark Kent was Superman? And, it's just little things like that. You know what? I've ranted for enough. Let me wrap up by saying, hope you enjoyed the premiere episode of What's Up. Or was it What's Happening? I have the worst memory. Either way, I hope you enjoyed my show. I'm going to try to do one show a week, and hopefully, I'll learn more about the system I'm using. I can make better videos, maybe add some effects to the videos. And you know what? Leave me suggestions in the comments. Topics you think I should talk about. Things you'd like me to talk about. Criticisms, critiques. Like I said, hey, come at me. I welcome the criticism. So hey, so I'm out. You guys have a good day.